What happens when a country's sovereignty is threatened by foreign vessels? This is the predicament that the Philippines found themselves in on November 13th. Coast Guard officer J. Tariella reported an alarming presence of 111 Chinese maritime militia, or CMM vessels, swarming around the Julian Felipe Reef. An area of significant importance, the reef sits 175 nautical miles west of Bataraza, Palawan. This intrusion was not a mere coincidence or a misstep, but a calculated move. The armed forces of the Philippines, keeping a vigilant eye on the situation, noticed a concerning increase in the number of CMM vessels. The 111 initially spotted escalated to 125. These vessels, dispersed and scattered within the Julian Felipe Reef, posed a substantial threat to the sovereignty of the Philippines. The situation was not to be taken lightly, as this was an invasion of the Philippines' territorial waters that began to raise alarm bells. In response to this blatant disregard for territorial sovereignty, the Philippines took decisive action. Coast Guard Admiral Ronnie Gilgavin promptly deployed two Philippines Coast Guard vessels, the BRP Sindangan and the BRP Cabra, to patrol the vicinity of Julian Felipe Reef. This reef, situated a considerable 175 nautical miles west of Bataraza, Palawan, had become the focus of an unwelcome swarm of over 135 Chinese maritime militia vessels. Despite the assertive presence of the Filipino vessels, the Chinese fleet remained unresponsive to the radio challenges issued by the Philippines Coast Guard. It was as if they were disregarding the very essence of international maritime law. Yet this silence did not deter the Filipino forces. In fact, it only reaffirmed their commitment to safeguarding their nation's sovereignty. The Philippines was clearly prepared to defend its sovereign territory. But why is the Julian Felipe Reef so significant in this maritime dispute? The relevance of the Julian Felipe Reef, named after a Filipino composer, is not just historical or cultural. It's also geographical. Located 175 nautical miles west of Bataraza, Palawan, this reef is a key point within the territorial sea of the Calayan Island Group. Now, this isn't just a collection of islands and reefs. The Calayan Island Group includes high-tide features like the Chigwa Reef, over which the Philippines has established sovereignty. The reef's strategic location and the surrounding waters are rich in marine biodiversity and potential energy reserves, making it a hotspot for geopolitical tensions. But remember, the Julian Felipe Reef isn't just a piece of rock in the middle of the sea. It's a symbol of the broader issue of territorial sovereignty. Its significance lies in the principles it represents: the respect for international laws, the right to territorial integrity, and the pursuit of peaceful dispute resolution. This isn't just about the reef itself, but about the broader issue of territorial sovereignty. Just days before, the Philippines made a strategic move in the South China Sea. The country inaugurated a new Coast Guard station on the Thitu Island, their largest and most strategically important outpost in these contested waters. This three-story station isn't just a show of strength, it's a beacon of high-tech defiance. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology such as radar, automatic identification, satellite communication, and coastal cameras, it's a clear sign of the Philippines' determination to maintain their territorial claim. During a visit to Thitu, Philippine National Security Advisor Eduardo Ano made a poignant observation. The behavior of the Chinese Coast Guard, People's Liberation Army, PLA Navy, and Chinese militias are sometimes unpredictable, he said. They do not adhere to the international order, to the rule of law. In light of these unpredictable actions, the Philippines has shown that it is ready to respond. It is steadfast in its commitment to defend its territorial waters, to ensure the rule of law prevails, and to maintain the stability of the region. In the face of unpredictable actions, the Philippines remains steadfast in defending its territorial waters.